Hello and welcome to Ignite and Flourish podcast. We are so happy to be with you today. My name is Karen.
And I'm Leanne.
And today we're going to be talking about something that is up your alley, Leanne.
Yes. So we are going to be chatting about the big topic out there, which is low libido. Such a big one. It's in the Ignite Intimacy company range that I do. It is the biggest topic we chat about because so many women suffer with low libido. And men as well. People always think it's about the woman, low sex drive, I'm not in the mood. But men go through it as well. Exactly. Let's fake a headache. Yeah. But we don't have to do that anymore. Let's open the doors to this and let's chat about it. And I think so many women are going through it and thinking they're the only ones, so they don't speak up. And for me, I think it's such a sad thing.
Actually, what do you think? Because it's like I feel people will feel so embarrassed to say they don't know themselves what is wrong. Because when I experienced this, it was, I think I've mentioned it before, when you start the pull. And then before the pull, you all ready to go. But then you take the pill because you're not ovulating anymore. Our natural cycle is we ovulate and then we get more aroused, we wetter, all of that. And now all of a sudden we're taking the pill, we're not ovulating anymore. And of course, we're not getting aroused, so it takes more effort from the man to do it because our hormones are all over the show.
Exactly.
But yeah, then you feel ashamed. It's like, and your partner is also like, don't you want me anymore? You're not attracted to me.
That's the problem in a relationship, because you fake a headache or you say, oh, I'm not in the mood, but that not in the mood is almost every night. Like every night you're not in the mood. And then you think, oh, I wonder if there's something wrong with me. And yes, there is. You've got low libido, you've got low sex drive. I would definitely go have yourself checked out. Your levels of, because it affects your testosterone, it affects your estrogen levels. Because if you've just given birth, they say during pregnancy, your estrogen levels are at its highest.
Yes.
But as soon as you've given birth, it drops dramatically. Your testosterone drops. And that's what is needed, because that is what lubricates. That is what gets you going, gets you in the mood. But if it's low, you just don't feel like it. You just don't want to.
You don't want to.
You just,
especially if you're breastfeeding as well.
Breastfeeding, if you're on any hormone, tablets, or if you're on any on the pill, if you are on any heavy medication for depression, antidepressants.
Oh, so that also affects
yes, all kinds of medication affects it.
This is like a large percentage of people. Now, like you say, not even women, a large percentage of people who are either on the pill or on antidepressants or on hormone replacements or on something. I know of a lady who's also on hormone replacements. It's like, you know what? It's the end of the road, or menopause. It's the end of the road for us.
Big one is menopause also, which helps with no libido. So menopause, let me just think what else is there. Breastfeeding, like I said. So there is many issues that if you've got vaginal dryness, you don't feel like it because it's sore, it's aggravating it. So definitely research shows that it can affect you, but there is hope. You don't have to give up and say, I'm never having sex again. I'm never getting down and dirty in the bedroom. So what you can do is definitely get a good night's sleep, a healthy lifestyle, basically.
Yes.
So eating right, making sure you're getting that protein in, vegetables, fruit.
And do you think that smoking affects it, like heavy smoking would affect that?
I think any bad habits will definitely affect it.
Because I had a client whose husband was also, like, she was complaining about him not having a good sex drive, right?
Okay. Which happens.
So it was the opposite. Okay. And she's wanting to, but he's now obviously the erectile dysfunction and the low libido and all of that, making excuses. So she feels really unwanted and unloved. And she mentioned that he does smoke quite a lot.
Okay. Yes, so that could definitely affect it. There's so many things that could affect it. And I think to be open and communicate in a relationship is so important.
It is.
And just say to your partner, you know what, I think there's an issue with my libido. Let's go have ourselves tested, checked out.
That's such a good idea.
Let's go to a doctor and let's get what we need. And, at Ignite Intimacy, we've got amazing products to help with low libido, because, I've got endometriosis, and that's why I went through this and thinking there was something wrong with me. Like, what's going on? Eventually, when I went to, actually had my first operation for the endometriosis, And I found out, oh, that's a big thing, is low libido. That's the cause. So definitely, I think you should have yourself checked out, have a conversation with your partner and say, there's something wrong, there's an issue, and let's get the advice, let's get the products we need to actually assist and help with the low libido, with
And do
that
you do
sex drive.
the couples consultations as
Yes,
well to
so which is
explain to the
awesome.
partner and or the husband or the wife, whoever's going through it?
Yes, and I love that because if you're too scared and too shy and you don't know how to bring it up, then contact us so we can organize a couples consultation because I can bring it up, Karen can bring it up in a way where you feel comfortable about it, but that your partner knows it's not an issue on your side that you just don't want to. It's actually an issue with your body that something is wrong.
Yeah. And I think that's really important to open those lines of communication up, because people will be like, firstly, as I say, you don't know what's happening with yourself.
Yes.
But now, ladies, as you're watching this, now you may have an idea of low libido is the direction or the challenge that you're facing. But and then also having that open conversation with your partner to say, you know what, it's not that I don't want you. It's my body's having a different reaction. Like, I want you, I love you, I care about you, but I'm going through a different season in my life, or something may be wrong, or I just have a mental block, because sometimes it's not just
and that's it.
physical.
Sometimes it's a mental block. If you've had any kind of trauma around intimacy when you're growing up with the experience you've had, it becomes a block as well. And then you don't want to because you feel like, you actually, there's a issue down there called vaginismus where it actually clamps down and it clamps shut because of trauma, to protect it, to like shut yourself off because you're too scared, and it clamps down. So there is different issues that we all go through, but I think communicating is the best that you can do for your relationship and for yourself, because imagine feeling that all the time as well.
Yeah, it's hectic. And even like with stress at work or stress in your environment, you've got a lot of, or maybe you have kids, you have bills to pay, you have stress at work, your manager came down on you, you have to get home, you have to cook supper, you have to clean. The dogs, the dogs are like carrying on, and the cats have scratched the furniture, and now you must still do this.
Imagine.
That's hectic.
And it's just like all on top of each other, and then your relationship suffers.
It does.
And at the end of the day, there's no communication. There's no that loving feeling anymore that we can talk about anything. Because in the beginning, I always say it's all that fun and ecstasy and, that fun times, date nights, that honeymoon phase. And then that honeymoon phase just slips away and we fall into a rut where we don't want to communicate anymore. We don't want to do date nights. We don't want to
just go through the motions of every day.
And I've got couples that reach out to me and say, we don't even touch anymore, which is, that is now really an issue because touch is so important. It connects you as a couple. And if you're not even having that feeling of touch, that feeling of, that sensual kissing, because I always say in the beginning, it's that long love-making kissing. And
that's like a fray.
Yes, that's exactly it.
And now it's just like a pick before work.
It's just like, bye. Love you, see you, whatever.
It needs to
Good
be
night.
An intentional thing.
Yes.
We must be intentional about making sure we're touching, making sure we're kissing, making sure it's not just a relationship, a friendship. Sometimes marriage can be, or relationship can be, which is glorified roommates.
Yes, because that's what happens. Because people have said to me, we walk past each other and we don't even talk. There's no intimacy, there's no communication, there's no connection. So what I always say, they need to reignite that flame.
Yes.
And that is what, when Ignite Intimacy comes in hand, because then you can have a couples consultation, like we said, you can get amazing items for massage and touch and foreplay, just to help it along again, to reignite that flame. I say the flame, we've got an amazing candle, massage candle as well.
Nice. Okay, so you light the candle and then?
And what some of my couples do is, they light the candle as, showing their partner it's time. It's like as the whole, it's time for that romance to begin.
Yeah.
So that, because some women don't like to initiate, they're too scared. So I always say to them, use the candle, because that can be your little initiation trick. That can, tell your partner without telling him that it's time. Yeah. And you just put it in the bedroom, and it creates that ambiance as well. and eventually the partner's like, ooh, it's time.
Yeah, we get that message really good. And I actually did a video, I did a live on that the other day, initiating, because sometimes it's always the men that do it or initiate, or you, like you say, you're too scared to. But I asked my partner what would he like in terms of initiating.
Yes.
And then he says, you know what, sometimes as a man, you also like to be spoiled a little bit. Like you come home, candles are lit, or something is happening. And he said also like that gentle touch, just a touch, just to like, you know, it doesn't need to be immediately that sexual or like, you know, erotic immediately, just to break that touch barrier. A little kiss, a gentle kiss. How was your day? You know, just speaking nicely to him, because sometimes we get so many but just speaking nicely, gentle, like reignite what you were in the beginning.
Yes.
But I love that candlelight. Yeah,
I love that. And then obviously you can pour the oil onto your skin.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then you can use it to massage each other with.
Awesome. Yeah.
And then it gets the touch going, which is a connection again for you and your partner, because sometimes we fall out of touch and we forget what our bodies even look like, feel like. And that touch is so important in communicating as usual. That, you know what, I want you and I love you, and that connection is then back. And I don't know if you can feel it, but sometimes like myself and my partner, if we're out of touch, we can feel there's something wrong, there's something missing. Then we'll always send a little message to each other, I miss you. And we might be seeing each other all the time, but we know it's not I miss seeing you, I miss you in that way.
Yeah,
you know?
that connection that only the two of you have.
Exactly. I love that.
Yeah.
But I also want to show you the items we can use for low libido. Okay. So we've got a range called the Orgy range. And this is our top selling range at the moment because it helps for low libido. And there's different strengths. So you'll actually see over here, it's got a vibrating scale. Okay. And I say vibrating because this acts as a little vibrator.
Oh, wow.
Instead of having a vibrator, it's a gel-like formula that you use a few drops and you massage it in to either the clitoris or the penis. And what happens is that it starts to activate and you'll start to feel this like really intense tingle.
Wow.
And this one's the entry level one, and this is our top seller. It's called the Orgasm Drops Vibe, okay, for the vibration part, the vibrating scale. And when it starts to activate within a few minutes, it actually gets your body in the mood. It's amazing.
Wow. Okay.
And everybody says, but how the heck does that work? So this is actually a plant extract from the Amazon jungle called Jumbo that they put in this gel. And what happens is it starts to tingle, it starts to formulate and activate. And when you weren't in the mood, you will be in the mood. In a couple of minutes, it works. It works really great.
Okay, that's really good.
And we've got different ones. So this is the original strength that I would start you out with. But there is one, it's a blue one. It's the liquid vibe one. And that one is for couples, so for you and for your partner. If you've got a male partner, it really works well as well. And that vibrating scale is a 7. And then we've got one that's a 10.
Wow.
Which is called the high voltage for a reason.
They'll really put you in the mood.
So that is for couples that are maybe a bit older, that need more intensity.
Okay.
That are not sensitive at all, and they need that extra vibration. So that is the level 10, the high voltage one.
So you would recommend this for maybe people who are in menopause or?
Yes, on antidepressants that are just not feeling it. They want to be in the mood, but they can feel their bodies are just letting them down. And it happens, and it's okay to talk about it. Like we said, it's okay to ask questions. I've got so many women that reach out to me because I always tell my story about having endometriosis, low libido, and you just don't want to. I know that feeling. And the problem with me is I always want to please my partner. So you want to be in the mood, but your body, and then how do you force yourself? You know, sometimes it's because you're going against your grain then of, you know, what you're feeling like.
Yeah.
But this helps.
And you also don't want to fake things.
You don't want to fake it
you
always.
You don't want to just lay there and be like,
faking it, you know.
And hoping it's
and I'm not
to be done.
You know, I'm not that person to fake it. So I want the real thing. I want to feel it. And this has helped me. It's helped so many women out there and couples as well. And the Orgy range is just wow. I would really recommend that. And then for women that have lots of vaginal lubrication issues and vaginal dryness, we've got an extra moisturizing also from the Orgy range. A lot of women use this going through menopause because, obviously that dryness is just, it's a thing, and it also causes low libido. So I would definitely always recommend a good lubrication with low libido as well, because it does affect the dryness.
Yeah, and we did speak about lubrication not too long ago. Yes. So if you would want something more in-depth about lubrication, please go watch that video. But as I was just thinking about it now, when I was on the pill, definitely it's a desert down there, no matter what. And I feel like for us as women, vaginal dryness will be the equivalent of a man not being able to get an erection, because then they will ask you, am I not doing it for you? Are you okay?
Because I'm sure women go through that feeling and thinking of, oh, he's not getting it up for me.
Yes.
Does he not want me anymore? Or is there somebody else? And then our minds go into a vortex of questions where actually we're overthinking everything as women, as we always do. But actually, it's men just go through issues as well. So this is for, couples out there that's going through issues. Please don't always overthink it and think it's maybe you, because maybe it's just your partner that has an issue in the bedroom.
Yeah, and it's so important to speak about it. And even if you are facing that and you don't know how to navigate it, don't give up altogether. Go seek counseling, like a therapist, just to make sure that, I feel like number one, like let's go see a doctor to make sure that everything is okay physically. And if there's a mental block, we can go to a therapist. You can come speak to Leanne or myself, and we can get that conversation going.
And sometimes that mental block, you won't even know what it is, because it's so ingrained deep down in your childhood. Maybe something has happened, and it doesn't come up for you as this is what's wrong. So sometimes you need that psychology, that, go see somebody that can actually draw that out to see what the issue is.
Yeah, and that will save you a lot in your relationship, your mental health, because you're not going to overthink it and be like, oh my word, what is wrong with me?
Exactly.
Do I not want my partner or anything? You can make sure, that you guys open those lines of communication.
It's such an important aspect of any relationship. But I've loved this session. I hope you did too, and you learned some things. And please reach out to us if you want to order any of the goodies. Yes. Or go onto our website, www.igniteintimacy.co.za, or reach out to us and we can send you a catalog.
Yes, and then also please remember to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel. You can share it as well, comments, do all the things. And yes, I hope that you enjoyed it. Have an amazing day, and we will see you again soon.
Bye.
Bye.